think of it then in the context of, like, I like to think about a lot of things in the context of a Venn diagram. I love Venn diagrams. Always ask, is there a Venn diagram for this? I'm telling you, it's fascinating when you do. So Venn diagram, those three circles, right? Climate, extreme climate, public health, and education. And if you want to add some more circles to the Venn diagram, so right now we love you doing what you're doing, but also like the whole 10 tricks to make people think you're smart in a meeting. I encourage everyone to take a look at it. And the first one in just the 10, which was just so smart, was the Venn diagram. And the Venn diagram, one circle is what we know, and then the other circle is what we don't know, but they're overlapping.
That's so awesome. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't get that Venn diagram makes no sense.
There's nothing there. There is no overlap. It's so funny. It's just smart. It's just smart. It's just smart.
Thank you. What do you do to appear smart in the Senate?
Oh, well, I mean, I study.
You study?
I study my, the topic at hand.
That's actually being smart. I mean, you are smart. You don't.
Well, we work. I study. I prepare. I have an incredible team that helps me study and prepare. And then it's just, but I always say that it's good to be, among the smartest in the room. It is bad to act like you're the smartest in the room.
Absolutely.
Because there's a big divide between one and the other.
Yes.
And usually there is not an intersection of the two.
Right.
Here's the last point that I'll share with you. I asked my team, I love Venn diagrams, so I just do. Whenever you're dealing with conflict, pull out a Venn diagram, right? And so, the three circles. And so I asked my team, right? They're fantastic.
I'm geeking out right now that you love Venn diagrams.
So I asked my team, show me from which states are we seeing attacks on women's reproductive health, and attacks on voting rights, and attacks on LGBTQ rights. Would not be surprised, would you, to see the overlap? I asked my team to I remember Venn diagrams, there's three circles, and then let's just see where they overlap. So I asked my team, I said, do a Venn diagram on two circles for me. I've actually asked my team to do a Venn diagram. I love Venn diagrams. I just love Venn diagrams. The three circles, right? Sometimes there are more. I love Venn diagrams. I really do. I love Venn diagrams. It's just something about those three circles and the analysis about where there is the intersection, right? Yeah, I see people that you agree with me, right? So I asked my team. I brought props. Well, let me just say, I love Venn diagrams. I really love Venn diagrams. The circles, right? Three usually. You will not be surprised because I have constructed a Venn diagram on this. Remember those three circles, how they overlap? He sees the Venn diagram of it all. He sees that there are those circles, and maybe people seem that they're a little different. They live in different parts of the country. They may be different age or different race. But that area in the middle, that overlap. I asked my team to do a Venn diagram of where these attacks are happening. So voting rights, women's reproductive rights, LGBTQ rights. And, of course, there was a huge intersection. I asked my team to do a Venn diagram for me of where we are seeing attacks and who are the attacks against and the similarity. And when you look at a diagram of just a Venn diagram in that regard, it tells a real tale. I will also then say, think of the movement through the lens of something I love, which is to always think about complex issues through the frame of a Venn diagram. I love Venn diagrams. I I do. I love Venn diagrams. So
See what I'm saying?
those-
She is nerdy. I'm just saying.
So the three circles, and you can do more. Nobody says a Venn diagram has to only be three circles, right? You know what I'm talking about. and the intersection then, right? In terms of also movements. So the climate movement, with the movement that is about civil rights and justice, because also there's a correlation between this and an issue like voting rights. Look at it around the issue of bodily autonomy and the right of all people to make decisions about their own bodies and not have their government tell them what to do. The intersection between that and all that we must do to fight for LGBTQ rights that are under attack across America. And do the Venn diagram on it, which is, no, I'm serious. Take a look at where and who is attacking these things. And then if you bring that all back in a way that we look at that Venn diagram and also think about principles that are about equity, who is suffering the most? Where then should we be putting in the resources? How should we be thinking about equity in terms of what should be equitable standards and the inequities on an issue like public health, education? We do not lack for good ideas or ambition. Like, watch out for that. That's exactly right.